Republicans and Democrats are going to court before their voters ever go to the polls. The Dallas GOP says 128 Democrats should be kicked off the ballot, arguing the Democratic Party chairwoman did not sign applications like she was supposed to. In fact, there are multiple signatures which look like hers. State Senator Royce West, perhaps the dean of Dallas Democrats, is in studio to explain why he is not worried. First question, why aren't you worried about this?
Because it's a stupid lawsuit. It's very frivolous. I mean, if any lawyer of any experience whatsoever in election law would just look at the case law, they would know that this lawsuit is a frivolous lawsuit and ultimately will be kicked out.
I know enough about election law to know that people who have standing are the fellow candidates on that ballot, usually not another political party.
That's
right?
That's exactly right.
And that's the argument the Democrats are making.
Well, yeah, I mean, the case law says that. In fact, this past week, the Fifth Court of Appeals, the Court of Appeals here in Dallas, kicked the lawsuit out as it relates to several candidates, basically saying, number one, it's moot. They brought a lawsuit, even if it was meritorious, at the last minute, and the court basically said that in election law, standing behind them, you can't bring lawsuits at the last minute, even if you had standing, in order to try to get someone kicked off the ballot.
And these ballots are already printed, but let me ask you this.
Sure.
Republicans argue the county party chair was supposed to sign all the candidate filings.
I don't care. Frankly, I don't care what they argue.
Well, here's my question, though. Why then are there multiple signatures that look like Carol Donovan's?
It's not relevant.
Why not?
Because it's not relevant, because the reality is, I think, and as I look at the law, what she's supposed to do as a chairperson is make certain that all I's are dotted and T's are crossed and certified to the Secretary of State that these are the persons on the Democratic primary ballot.
And so it sounds like the argument is that Democrats saying as long as she certifies it, that doesn't include a signature.
Well, you know, and I'm not going to sit up and tell you what the law is, because I'm being. Republicans are trying to kick me off the ballot. That's not going to happen, okay? But I'm going to leave it to my lawyers to argue the case, as opposed to me sitting up here trying to tell you what the legal argument is here today.
But what's your understanding of why there might be multiple looking Carol Donovan signatures on there? That's the red herring, the smoking gun that Republicans point to.
Well, again, it's not a smoking gun, because the reality is that they don't have standing even to challenge it. That's the whole thing. It's a party. Now, if it was a candidate on the other side, that's a different deal. And the fact is that you have, what the Republican Party has done, is taken the personal information of candidates and attached it to their lawsuit, which, frankly, if you look at that conceivably is a criminal offense under Section 32.51 of the Texas Penal Code.
Your name is being questioned. You just mentioned that, too. Are you concerned?
About what? About
coming off the ballot? Republicans could succeed in this and bring you off the ballot?
Absolutely not.
Not at all?
Absolutely not.
This likely won't affect the March primary, could drag on to the November general election. Is this going to affect fundraising or turnout?
Well, you know, in fact, the reality is that I don't know whether or not there'll be an issue as it relates to trying to get this suit resolved prior to the primary or afterwards. I think those discussions are being held by the attorneys that are representing the parties in this particular case.
Senator Royce West, always good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it. Thank you.